You're listening to the Willie Fed Aftershow.
Flesh and Bone, whose real name is Stanley House, I believe, was arrested yesterday for domestic violence and assault, felonious assault, from 1998. And this is the sad part, that the domestic violence and the assault is against his mother.
He beat his mama?
He allegedly, this is not funny, I'm sorry. He allegedly...
He beat up his mama. Whoa.
He allegedly pistol...
His mama? With a pistol. Whoa.
That's not funny. Stop saying that. He allegedly pistol whipped his mother back in 1998, which is a little over, 12 years ago? And left like an inch-long gash on her head. So he was arrested. They were in his hometown of Cleveland. They were performing, him and the rest of the thugs in Harmony. They were performing, and he saw authorities, because they apparently have been looking for him for a little while, and he saw authorities like trying to make their way towards him.
They've been looking for him for how long? Since '98. He done been able to get away since 1998, and they just found him.
They just been able to get a hold of him.
Wow.
But he saw the authorities were looking for, like, trying to like make their way towards him. So what he did was he decided to invite all of the fans. I don't know how many fans were in the audience, but he decided to invite the fans onto the stage to try to create a diversion so he could slip out the back.
Like the Blues Brothers. You seen them? You done watch the Blues Brothers?
Nah, I ain't see that.
Oh, never mind then.
But yes,
Horizons.
I mean, but it didn't work. He was later arrested backstage and was taken into custody, and that's all that we know at this time regarding that. Also, just a little trivial news. I kind of came across this morning as I was preparing for the show. Faith Evans.
Faith Evans, yeah.
She has two homes, one in LA and one in New Jersey.
Well, I feel like she won't have two homes after we finish this story.
She's gonna have two homes for, I guess. The IRS has put a lien on both of her homes. She has, I believe, somewhere around, because I don't have the story in front of me and I didn't bother to write it down. It's somewhere in the proximity of like $300 and some $1,000 worth of back taxes that she has to pay. So they divided that up and put some of it a lien against her home in New Jersey and a lien against her home in LA. She hasn't put out an album since, I believe, like 02, 03, somewhere back there. Maybe even 04. I do remember an album in 04, but she hasn't really been like at the top of her game, so I don't know where she's gonna get this money from.
But doesn't she have a goodness? How long ago was Biggie there? I think she got a child from Biggie though.
Yep.
And Biggie's still putting out stuff now and then through Puff Daddy.
Okay.
Through Sean P. Diddy Bop.
Okay, but check this out. We already know
like how much like life insurance? She couldn't. I don't know.
But this is the thing though. Like from my understanding, I've never met him. I would love to meet him. Just as far as from a businessman aspect, I think he's like
the Hustler.
I think he's just great.
P.
Diddy.
Yeah,
he's great. But from another standpoint, I'm not an artist by any stretch of the imagination, but I am a consumer of like media. And what I've noticed is that pretty much if you get signed to Bad Boy, it's like your career's over before it starts. Like that's pretty much a good sign that like you're not really gonna go too far. I mean, most of the people that you remember from Bad Boy are no longer there. Faith Evans, 112, Mace, Carl Thomas, and then even lately Danity Kane, Day 26. All of them are gone. Like New Edition was on there for a minute, gone. Like who was on Bad Boy except for Cassie, and who really? I mean, who cares about Cassie?
He just put out an album, Dirty Money.
He puts out stuff.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, like, but I say all of that to say that his biggest artist was Biggie. But I don't know like how that money is going to be divvied up. Like if it goes to his mother, if you have a bad contract, then the money still just goes to record labels and management.
But in my quotations, the biggest was his boy. You know, you gotta look out for your boy kids, right? No?
Okay. So, believe it or not, the rest of the stuff that I have to talk about, I don't want to put it in my weekend wrap up. So for the weekend wrap up, that's pretty much it.
Well, no, but I got a question though about, the property tax. People don't realize that. You go buy this big nice house, But you gotta pay a yearly tax. That's outrageously crazy.
Check this out. If you buy a house, let's try this for a change. If you buy a house, let's make sure that we have a job so that we can pay for everything that goes along with having a house. You can pay for the house itself. You can pay for the insurance on the house. You can pay for the taxes on the house. You can pay for the upkeep of the house. So if you can't afford these things, let's not get a house. Let's just get like a condo or rent a townhouse or something like that. Like, let's not try to be big ball all the time and just buy this big old house. Or how about this? Let's go to a place where property taxes are less, insurance is less, and buy a house there instead of buying a house in LA, New York, New Jersey, Florida, where taxes are ridiculous. Let's go to Georgia. Hell, go to Idaho, Montana.
Okay, now
Utah.
you're pushing it. I mean, that sounds good in theory, but who the hell want to live in Idaho?
Why not? You won't be. I mean, Whoopi Goldberg lives in Vermont. She's away from everybody else. Like,
what? We don't really want to be looking at Whoopi Goldberg anyway. It's a great state for her.
What? Wait, don't talk about Whoopi.
I have nothing against her, but she's not, the best sight for my eyes.
It's not about if I would go to Vermont to live next door to Whoopi Goldberg, just because I know that's gonna be like the best neighbor ever. She's not gonna bother me. I'm not gonna bother her. We can get together maybe every now and then, have a drink. She's gonna make me laugh.
First of all, if you in Vermont, I'm pretty sure the next house is gonna be a sign. Next house 21 miles this way.
You don't know that.
I heard Prince was having some property tax problems or something like that. Yeah.
Well, that is kind of common. I mean, a lot of people, for whatever reason, they have issues when it comes to paying taxes. Like, you had Terrence Howard having issues with the IRS.
You just don't want to pay him, and then you forget
Wesley
to pay
Snipes
him,
had issues. My boy almost went to jail. Ron Isley from the Isley Bro. I mean,
that's Mr. Big.
Yes. Then R. Kelly have like some issues with tax.
He has some issues with his
girls.
He had urine issues, but no, I get you. You just don't feel like you shouldn't have to pay it.
Why?
Because you just feel like, man, it wasn't in your budget, and you're like, man, I ain't gonna pay it. Okay. Then you're like, I pay it later.
Well, let me ask this then. Why is it
that's bad money management?
Why is it that as a broke person, broke being if you make, let's say,
people they make it work.
Wait, broke being if you make less than $250,000 a year. Why is it that these people, the essentials get paid first? When you get your check, before you do anything else, you make sure that your rent or mortgage is paid. You make sure your light bill is paid, your car note is paid, the insurances are paid. You make sure that all that stuff is paid first. Why is it that now that you're making $3, $5, $20 million, that you forget how to do simple stuff? Like, that's just common sense stuff. You gotta, before anything else, you gotta make sure you have somewhere to stay, right?
Yes, right. However,
there is no however.
No, I guess they get caught up in just something.
They get caught up in stupidity.
Stupidity, yeah.
Because that's just common sense. Like, you just make sure you have somewhere to stay.
It's very dumb. I bet you they got a car.
I bet you they do.
Not prioritizing right. Maybe they should move to Vermont with Whoopi. Maybe they should get a job.
I mean, well, yeah, I'm gonna leave that alone, huh?
Maybe Faith, she probably got like a.
Well, okay, the last time I don't know if this is still true or not, but Faith was signed to Capitol Records.
They ain't put it on the shelf.
I
mean, they put it on the shelf, but they ain't put it out.
I'm gonna leave it alone. I ain't got much to say on Faith. I love her first 2.5 albums.
I make it up to you.
You know, there's a little history between Faith, P. Diddy, and Mary J. Blige. You know, Mary J. Blige was pretty much discovered by P. Diddy, and he was producing her for the longest time. Then Faith came along, and it was the stereotypical light skin versus dark skin thing, and he opted to take on Faith and let Mary do whatever she was gonna do. But look who's.
But he had already helped Mary out though. He got her start though.
But just imagine how much more influence he would have had, how much more money he would have brought in if he would have taken on Mary.
I'm pretty sure he's mad at himself for that.
I mean, they still have a great relationship. They do a couple songs here and there, but essentially he pushed her to the side to go for Faith. But anyway, we can go ahead. Just to give you a heads up, I did get some critiques back from the show, and guess what the critique was?